What's up? It's your boy, level 10 Gyat, talking about Albedo. Albedo is the last character in the Overlord saga that we have yet to showcase. But before I tell you all about her job, huge shout out to my man Brian for allowing me to showcase off his Albedo. Now in terms of what Albedo is doing, she's kind of similar to that of like Shiro Emi and stuff. She's a damage mitigation tank specifically for demon characters. You can use her on other teams of course, but she's really effective on demon teams. Her unique passive gives her 300 arc gauge and all allies get 50% HP recovery when near death. You can pretty much utilize this in nukes to give her a super art instantaneously. In terms of the kit itself, we have a skill that's able to give 60 arc gauge if you're above 70% HP. We have an art that's able to increase demon damage and reduce the amount of damage demons take. We have a true art that's able to give allies a damage barrier while also buffing up physical damage res. And we have a super art that gives you a massive DR buff on top of a 100% crit rate buff. In terms of the slots here, we have a 5-star physical, 5-star defense, and a 4-star physical. In terms of the 5-star physical, I highly recommend you guys actually go with her true weapon if you want to. The true weapon gives her 100 arc gauge at the start of the quest, but also gives her a massive crit damage buff. Another thing is too is that if you nuke with dark units, you could use this literally on any dark character to give them a 100% crit damage buff. If you don't want to use this on it, you could also just use any other type of sustain item like True Izanagi or Curse Light Sword or whatever else. Even in nukes, I would recommend True 3F over anything else, by the way. In terms of the 5-star defense, just make sure you're countering the boss in some way. And then for the 4-star physical, of course, B3 Claw is the go-to, but if you're running her on Mono Dark Demons, then this is probably where you're going to throw on Brute. Now, in terms of the crest slots, the crest slots on this character, very simple stuff here. You can go with 3 options in my opinion: attack up, arc gauge up, and equipment CT. In terms of the team comp we used with Albedo, we went with, of course, Mono Dark Demon. And this team with Albedo, man, it's just so safe. It's kind of ridiculous how safe it actually is. We're running all the Dark Relics as well, like all 5 of them, so we're getting all the buffs here. But if we ever start to get low on HP, we are using Demon Lord Vox's super arts. We also have Abyssal Sands to help with the healing, Demon Lord Rimuru for, of course, all the crazy damage. And I mean, dude, it just works so freaking well. One thing I will take note of is how well Albedo actually does her job. I know a lot of people sleep on this character because they're like, why use Albedo when Shiro Emi is a thing? But my goodness, does this girl really give you some crazy damage mitigation? If you want to know how well, look at this. Brian pops off with the super art, and as soon as he pops off with the super art, look at the damage that we're taking on this team. Ones, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking ones. We have everything up from the 5-star defense to the art to the true art to the super art. Everything is up and we are out here taking single digits. There's so much sustainability with Mono Dark Demons. This is one of the reasons why Mono Dark Demons is so good, because they have so many answers for so many things. We look at the damage charts here. You already know Demon Lord Rimuru doing his thing at 20 million. Unfortunately, Albedo doesn't really do crazy amounts of damage, but she dealt 1.8 million. Another reason why she doesn't really do a lot of damage is because a lot of her attacks are very short range, especially her super art. Like if you're nuking with this character, one thing I will tell you is that you can miss her super art quite often. Like it's kind of crazy how much you can miss that thing. Next thing we try to do is to avoid a demon on demon hate charge, and that is because we are fighting Rosetta. Earth Rosetta has some, pretty crazy gimmicks, but nothing too wild. In this fight too, I mean, Mono Dark Demon kind of just does their thing like always. It's really wild just seeing them do what they do, because it's just everything works so well on this team, and I really hate that I don't have it. But back to Albedo. Even on teams that aren't Dark Demons, Albedo is still going to be pretty usable. The true art giving you physical res plus a damage barrier, the super art giving you even more damage res on top of crit rate and everything for yourself. Like, you're going to be able to get a lot of mileage out of this character. However, I will say that if you have a unit like Shiro Emi, well, you probably won't want to use Albedo. Shiro Emi still does a bit more just for every other race in the game compared to Demons. Demons is the only race in the game where he's like, yeah, you're not going to want to use Shiro Emi if you're running Mono Dark Demon, or if you're just running Mono Demon. Running Mono Demon, you want to use Albedo instead. But if you weren't around for Fate, then you probably will be using Albedo like she is Shiro Emi, or you'll just stick with Sandstone. One of the two. Really, the only negative about Albedo is that she's mainly stuck to only demons. Like, her damage mitigation was a permanent universal damage res buff to everybody, plus the damage mitigation she has on the true art, plus the super art damage res. My lord, you would see this character literally everywhere, but unfortunately that's not the case. And that's literally the main negative with Albedo. Apart from that, Albedo does her job. I mean, you can't really hate this character. She does her job, she does what she's supposed to, and she works great. Like, all this entire crossover, she's definitely not the best, but she's not the worst. I mean, I think that probably goes to, like, you know, Shaltir and like Demiurge. And I only say Shaltir just because she's a damage dealer. Demiurge, I just say it because, I mean, that character needs help. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys can tell me down below what you all think about this unit. Are you loving this character? Are you not? Did you manage to get her? Or, you know, are you like me and got shafted? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed this video, highly recommend check out either one of the other videos popping on the screen right now. Great content, guarantee you love them. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.